Hello.
Hello, how is everybody? How are my fellow flippers this week? So today we're going to be working on this desk, and before we get into this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications button so you guys don't miss any of our videos or updates as we go along here. Alright, let's get right into it. So this desk came from one of our friends. And what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna clean it up real quick. And I took a vacuum to the drawers. I will also run around very aggressively
with the mineral spirits.
And spray it with the mineral spirits. And to clean it off.
Very quickly.
I did not remove the hardware. I didn't do anything. I guess I just really wanted to clean it. So yeah, but once I get done with that, then we actually get into the flipping part.
So right now she's just wiping the mineral spirits off, obviously. And then she's going to remove the drawers. So kind of backwards there, but that's okay.
That is okay. Sometimes it's okay to go backwards.
It's okay.
So as long as you get done, then add the thumbnail. My attempt. Okay, and now I try to get all the little spots that I couldn't get when the drawers were in the desk, as well as the little cubby holes that the drawers sit in. And I really try to clean those up because I guess it's just something that I felt like I needed to do really well. So there's a lot of dust in there, and I don't like to give my customers and or clients dirty things, so I want to clean those up. I think I would be like kind of upset if someone were to go and like pick the drawer out and like they just paid like $400 for something and then it's like covered in cobwebs. You know, it's just one of those things that like if I am doing something and giving it to somebody or selling to somebody, I want them to like through and through like enjoy it and not feel like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting, this has been hiding in here. Like I don't like to try to hide things from my customers or clients. So, and there's a few projects coming up where you see where I will change, and in previous videos, I will change things a million times before I am okay with it. I just, like, I want someone to enjoy it, and I don't want to half-ass something just for the sake of making a sale.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do, truly. I'm gonna wipe it down again with the mineral spirits before I go in with a primer coat that you guys know I always have some on the back shelf. And so I'm just going to do that real quick. Kinda. Nothing crazy to it. The primer coat and the first coat are my times to go crazy and go wild and do whatever method, pattern, angle, whatever I want to do. Just because it's not the final coat. The final coat, I am a little more detailed and more cautious and slower, so that way I can be thorough and not have any paint runs or all that. So if you need to pause the video to get the color, if you do like the color, please do so. If you don't like the color, then carry on. Alright, so first coat. Wham, ba-blam.
The first coat is always, it's typically about just getting as much of it covered as you can, and then obviously the final coat is where you want like the most coverage.
It's very light. Like, that's why usually I can get away with doing the first coat, depending on how big the piece is. I can get away with doing the first coat with one can because it's so light. I'm not trying to get every single tiny nook and cranny and take my time on it. As you can see like with some spots I hit them more than the others, and I come through and I do it again, and then I kind of just am all over the place. But you see, I'm just trying to cover the desk regardless of the level of saturation I'm trying to cover it. I'm just trying to cover it. It works. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to remove the hardware. There is a sticker on the inside of one of these drawers, and I also take that out as well. It's just kind of an eyesore. And I noticed on the desk there's actually it's coming up, but there's a staple and a few like little nicks and tears and damages, so I try to fix those while I'm still in that first coat stage before I have to wet sand and do the final coat. So there's that sticker. It was weird. I don't know why they just did the one sticker. I don't know. But if you notice too, when I set these back down on the drawer, oh, see, there's that staple. I'm just going there with the rusty needle nose, and there's like a hole or something there. So, da-da. Okay. That's all you need. That's all you need. Brush up the hardware, the little handles. I actually really like the handles. It worked out. I could have gotten some other ones, but if I like the hardware and it's not too outdated and it matches the piece, so that's why I was like, you know what, let's just keep it and we'll just paint it. So we kind of scuff it up, get off some of the old rust. I'm just using a wire brush. Oh, that rhymed. I think, yeah. Rust and brush. Yep. And then I clean it up and I give it a vintage gray color scheme. You'll see. La la la. Give it the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there we go for that.
It looks pretty silver on camera, but in person it does more look like of a gray color.
Yeah. It's also wet paint, so once it dries, it has a different kind of sheen. Alright, wet sanding day. So at this point, I am wet sanding to get out all of the, if there's any sort of rough paint or runniness, which usually I don't because I'm so fast with the first coat, but I want a very smooth finish. And so I just take a little bit of water and 120 grit sandpaper, and I just do it by hand, and then I wipe it down, and then I let that kind of dry, and then I start the second coat. As you can see, I'm being a little more thorough here, taking my time. But you still want to move fluidly. You don't want to just stay in one spot the entire time, because then you'll have your paint run. So that's what I'm doing here. And sometimes I'll even work on one side and then I'll go to the other side before I kind of go in the middle. It just depends on the piece. It depends on kind of just the flow of the project itself. Here I'm getting rid of that the markings left over from the hardware. Just you can kind of see like an outline, so I'm gonna get rid of that and kind of just give it a new smoother surface and wipe that off and kind of same process and do the primer and then the first coat.
Which color did we end up choosing for the drawers again?
I think it was a bright white.
Okay.
I know it's like white on white. I use a white primer and then I go in and use, I believe, a bright white. Don't come for me that. I do show the camera so you'll be able to pause and see it. The reason why I'm adding a primer to this is because in the past I have spray painted things and it ends up being like almost a little bit transparent without the primer. Not always, but I've had experiences where it happens and then you can still see the grain of the wood. And with this flip, I didn't want to showcase that. I want to just, for the color to be solid and smooth. I didn't want to showcase any of the grain of the wood or anything like that. I know some people like that stuff, and I'm actually doing a project that it does showcase that sort of thing, but for this one, no, and for it to also kind of be a matching set to the dresser that you guys may or may not have previously seen. Be sure to check that out. Oh, see, there it is. Be sure to check that out if you guys haven't seen the dresser. We do the exact same color scheme to match. We will leave that video link down in the description for you guys. So far, if you guys have stuck through with us in this journey, I just want to take the time to thank you once again, and let us know if there's something that you think would help improve the business as a whole, or even tips or tricks that would help me just as a creator and a flipper do my job better. I still love this stuff, so let me know. This is the finished product, and there's Poncho, and he's there to tell you guys that if you guys like the video, leave us a like and or comment. And I mean, that's really it, guys.
I think so.
Yeah, thank you so much. Dismissed.
Dismissed.